Two brothers fight an evil queen to save village virgins. There are magic beans, evil queens, and two brothers sharing Cersei's lips. Hello, Popcorn Recap here. Today we'll talk about a 2005 adventure comedy movie called The Brothers Grimm. Before we start, be sure to like the video, drop a comment and subscribe to the channel if you dig this summary. The film starts in the year 1796. A poor mother takes care of a sickly daughter, while her eldest son, William Grimm, strokes the fireplace. Wink, wink. William comforts his mother and says that his younger brother, Jacob Grimm, will arrive soon with the money they need for a doctor. Not long after that, an excited Jacob arrives and shows William some beans. He then says that he traded their cow for these magic beans, and they will help cure their sister. Hey, this story sounds familiar. Angry because his sister is allergic to beans, William beats his brother to the ground. 15 years later, the brothers Grimm arrive at the town of Carlstad. They meet up with a stable attendant and instruct him to deliver a message to the mayor. Later at the mayor's office, the miller talks about the witch apparition haunting his mill. While William asks questions, Jacob records the people's statements. The mayor says that it's been 100 years since the old miller's wife got accused of witchcraft and sentenced to burn on the stake. William takes a document from the mayor's desk and writes down the estimate for their service. Jacob then states that exorcising a witch requires using an arrow with expensive pure baby tears. Maybe I should make the baby next door cry and sell her tears on eBay. The mayor almost has a heart attack after seeing the cost of the brothers' services, but he agrees to it. Later at the mill, Jacob draws a pentagram on the ground and prepares the baby's tear arrow. Suddenly, everyone panics after hearing an eerie shriek. Then, strong wind starts blowing inside the mill, and everyone gets trapped inside after the doors closed. The brothers try to open the door in fear of going down with the mill. Unfortunately for them, the witch is already inside and floating on the ceiling. When they notice her, William throws the miller into the pig pen and prepares to fight the witch. In the middle of the fight, William draws his revolver and tells Jacob not to look the witch in the eyes. Unfortunately, both brothers fail to avoid eye contact, so the witch forces them to aim their weapons at each other. Jacob eventually breaks free and defeats the witch using a special arrow. After getting pierced by the arrow, the witch lets out a wail and turns into a bunch of snakes. The brothers then turn the snakes into a sashimi and put them inside a sack. They then tell the miller to bury them far away from any river to get rid of the problem permanently. Happy that their troubles are over, the miller pays the brothers their fee and leaves to tell the entire village. Shortly after that, we learn that everything that has happened thus far is fake. It turns out that the brothers are swindlers. The witch is one of their colleagues cosplaying, and they also have a man in charge of their special effects earlier. Together, they fool the miller and the rest of the town that they've successfully defeated the evil witch. Later that night, they join the townspeople as they celebrate their liberation from the witch. During the party, everyone suddenly falls silent as several French soldiers enter the tavern. A drunk Jacob tries insulting the soldiers, but William steps in to distract him. While the brothers are sleeping later, cavalry captures the brothers Grimm and brings them to General de la Tombe the next day. De la Tombe reveals that he knows about the brothers' swindling activities. He tells them that they'll be sentenced to death for their crimes unless they decide to work for him. The general wants the brothers to go to Merbaden and find the culprit for the disappearing children in that town. Since they have no options left, the brothers agree to work for the general. A few days later, the brothers arrive at the town of Merbaden. The locals immediately point their weapons towards the brothers. Unfortunately, the people are hostile towards strangers because of the French occupation and the trouble with the children disappearing in town. William introduces himself, but the locals maintain their vigilance towards him. It turns out that they aren't as famous as they thought they would be. Fortunately, a child recognizes their name and tells the rest of the townspeople about them. Moments later, the townsfolk gather at the chapel, and the brothers listen to their statements. Jacob takes notes, and William tries guessing the equipment that the culprit used for the abductions. The locals then say they are aware that the forest is enchanted, but it never bothered them before. Then they start blaming the incidents on the French recent invasion. Since they are now working for the French army, William diffuses the situation. He then asks if there is someone that can guide them around the forest, but no one dares to volunteer. Eventually, the locals point their fingers at the town's outcast, Angelica. Without wasting any time, the brothers Grimm heads to Angelica's home to ask for her help. While William negotiates with her, Angelica skins a hare. That sounds like a nursery rhyme. It looks like Cersei is lying low these days. Eventually, she agrees to join the search party since her sisters are among the girls that went missing. The party heads out of the forest the next day. As they go deeper, they abandon their horses and continue on foot. Sometime later, they find a ruined tower without an entrance, except for a window at its peak. Jacob gets curious about the tower, and Angelica reveals the story behind it. She recalls her father's story about a beautiful queen that lived in the building hundreds of years ago. Despite the queen's beauty and oozing sexiness, she is rotten and evil to the core. She was also vain and selfish. Either way, it's Monica Bellucci. I'd still tap. According to the story, a plague spread on the queen's wedding day. The first victim was her husband, the king. After his death, the queen orders the tower's construction in the middle of their kingdom. She did this believing that the plague won't reach her. Unfortunately, the World Health Organization during her time failed to mention that they were dealing with an airborne virus. Jacob takes notes after Angelica tells her story. Meanwhile, an unknown man feeds one of the team's horses with spiders. At the tombs near the tower, Cavalry sees a golden ring and tries getting it. While Cavalry reaches out for the ring, a crow suddenly flies out of the tomb. Surprised, he takes out his gun and starts shooting at the bird. Since he's a lousy shot, he curses at the bird, hoping to kill it that way. Not long after that, he stuffs a smelly bird poop starts raining down on his face. Ugh, sucks to be him. After seeing the crows circling the tower, Angelica advises the team to leave the place. She then grabs a toad and asks it for directions out of the forest. After that, Angelica's kink kicks in and she starts licking the reptile. Oh god, I think I just threw up in my mouth. Even with her shady fortune-telling method, Angelica successfully leads everyone back to the horses in the town. Later that night, a young girl goes to the stable after hearing whispering voices. She approaches the horse that ate spiders earlier and starts petting it. Shortly after that, the horse swallows the helpless girl whole. The brothers hear the commotion and immediately go outside to investigate. They are too late, and the horse gallops towards the enchanted forest. William is skeptical and believes that the horse is mechanical. Angelica, while in her nightgown, chases the horse towards the forest. Seeing this, the brothers and the Frenchman follow her. Angelica falls from her horse because of vine attacks. Meanwhile, William yells that suspicious individuals have deployed tripwires in the forest. Shortly after that, Angelica encounters a wolf and shoots it with her bow. She misses, and before she can attempt a second shot, the wolf knocks her down. When she recovers, Angelica continues to shoot the wolf until she runs out of arrows. Moments later, the wolf locks eyes with Angelica. She then notices its eyes look familiar. To her surprise, the wolf then walks away and leaves her unscathed. A few days after the incident in the forest, Cavalry reports to Delatombe and says that the missing girls are bait. He believes that German resistance troops are hiding in the woods. The brothers Grimm go along with Cavalry's report, and they get another chance from the general. However, the general tells the brothers that if they try to escape or fail, he will kill everyone in the town of Meyers. Sometime after that, the brothers return to Meyers with their crew and equipment. During their preparations later that day, Angelica consoles William. Jacob sees them and misunderstands the situation. He then leaves them behind and runs off the forest with their gear and crew. Oh, cute. It looks like someone is a jelly. Later in the forest, Jacob sets up the catapult for climbing the tower. William then arrives just in time to see the catapult launching his brother into the air. His body hits the tower's walls and falls to the ground. Terrified of what happened to his brother, William rushes to his aid. He then learns that the body is just a dummy, and Jacob is simply testing out the catapult. The brothers then argue, and Jacob lets out all his frustrations. In the end, William compromises and helps out his brother. Back in town, a girl hears a crow screaming her name before diving into the well. When she recovers the bird, it suddenly splatters mud all over her face. While wiping the muck off her face, her eyes, mouth, and nose disappear. The girl screams and Angelica goes outside to investigate. She then rescues the girl and gives her to Cavalli. Angelica then sees a slob monster walking towards Cavalli and the girl. She takes a scythe and slashes the slob into two. Unfortunately, the monster captures the girl and swallows her. It then transforms into a gingerbread man, jumps back into the well, and disappears from town. Back at the tower, the brothers use a pulley system to help Jacob climb the tall building. After reaching the top, Jacob notices 12 tombs surrounding the tower and informs William about them. He then enters the window and begins exploring inside. Meanwhile, William sees the little girl kidnapped by the mud monster in a nearby pond. He tries to rescue her but abandons the idea after hearing a growl. While in hiding, he sees the wolf transform into a human and take the girl. Inside the tower, Jacob discovers the remains of the queen. A crow then appears and drops a pill in her mouth. The queen then comes to life and Jacob hurries to hide. Then, Jacob finds a large, enchanted mirror and falls into a trance after seeing the queen seducing him. I can't blame him. I'd be head over heels for that sizzling hot queen. Fortunately, Jacob's trance state breaks after William throws a rock up the tower and cracks the mirror. Oh, that's another rhyme in there, you know. With his mind recovered, Jacob uses the queen's hair like a rope and jumps out of the building. Ouch, it looks like someone's going bald today. Oops, I hope I don't get slapped in the face for that by William Grimm Smith. No. Going back. Shortly after that, the brothers make it back to town with the little girl. Jacob then discovers the queen's ritual for rebirth. According to him, she wants to use 12 children to regain her youth. A few seconds later, the French army arrives and arrests the brothers Grimm. Delatour then reveals to the townsfolk that the brothers are swindlers. He also shows him the decapitated heads of their colleagues. After that, Delatour orders his soldiers to prepare and burn the entire enchanted forest. While that happens, a few bind the brothers Grimm to a wooden ladder and light them on fire. Delatour then orders his men to fire their weapons at the forest. During that time, Angelica sneaks behind enemy lines to free the brothers. While fleeing deep into the woods, Angelica gets separated from the brothers. Angelica encounters the werewolf and receives its lunge attack. She learns that the monster is her father. Unfortunately, he is now under the control of the queen. William fends off the werewolf while Jacob tries to rescue Angelica. To Jacob's disappointment, Angelica falls into the frozen pond. With Angelica gone, the wolfman disappears as well. The queen feels the fires that Delatour's soldiers started and uses a spell to blow them out. The strong winds causes Delatour's soldiers to panic. Terrified, many soldiers flee the area and ignore their general's orders. Back in the forest, the werewolf places Angelica's body in the crypt and completes the requirements for the queen's rebirth. The crows then bring the werewolf up into the tower. Shortly after that, the brothers learn how to open the crypt and attempts to free Angelica. Unfortunately, their attempts halts when the general arrives with cavalry. The general shoots cavalry after disobeying his orders to get rid of the brothers Grimm. After a long cat and mouse chase between Delatour and the brothers, William eventually kills him with a flagpole. With Delatour gone, the brothers focus their attention on the tower. Using the catapult, Jacob enters the building again and attempts to kill the queen. Sadly, the reborn queen is too strong and she effortlessly neutralizes Jacob. While that happens, Cavalry wakes up and learns that his armor saved him from Delatour's bullet. William climbs up the tower and eventually finds himself in the same situation as his brother. The queen then tries making the brothers stab each other. William sacrifices himself and Jacob breaks the queen's mirror before she can turn William into her new pawn. Shortly after that, the werewolf regains his memories and grabs a large chunk of the queen's mirror. He then jumps out of the tower while mind-controlled William tries going after him. William is too late and the queen turns into ashes after the werewolf smashes the mirror. After that, the tower breaks down. and cavalry helps Jacob out of the rubble. He then tells Jacob that only true love kiss can break the spell on Angelica. Jacob kisses her and it works. Angelica regains consciousness and the other girls along with her. Phew, I thought he'll need to kiss the kids too. That would have been an FBI level disaster. Jacob checks on William and learns he's pretending to be unconscious so Angelica can kiss him. Eventually, they all go back to the village. The movie ends after showing everyone in town rejoicing. It seems like everyone will live happily ever after. Or maybe not.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.